Brittany Spencer here with Nexstar Network, and I want to show you all how to input your revenue and your direct cost into your 2022 project plan file. So I've got a sample company up here. This is an actual company that I just changed the name to, and they have some actual data in here. And so what you're going to do is at the bottom, you're going to see some tan/yellow tabs here. And for each one of the departments, you're going to see a number and then the specific department that you're looking at. So first one we'll look at is number 1, plumbing service. You have all your service and install departments down here that you guys created. And for each tab, you're going to input the same data, but you're going to input this for each of the tabs separately. So we're just going to do one example for plumbing service, but the inputs are going to be the same. So first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you've got your 2021 information that lets us compare year over year data to see how we've grown, either in growth and revenue or made improvements, hopefully improvements with our materials and our labor costs. And so you're going to input the prior year's information in these kind of tan cells. You want to make sure that you only stay in these tan cells. If you input anything in the white, it's not going to calculate it for you. And you have and run the risk of potentially messing up a formula. So make sure you do stay in these tan cells. You're going to input your revenue. So for January 2021, this company did $283,000. They had these subcontractor refunds and finance fees cost, material cost, and labor cost. But we're going to go over here and we're going to actually put in what we did for January 2022. So once you finish out January, probably around 10 days into February, you're going to input your final revenue. So let's assume that maybe we did $405,000 in revenue. And then for subcontractors, I'm going to assume that we did maybe $2,500 in subcontractor cost, refunds. We had a little bit more than last year. Let's say we did $7,200 in refunds. And finance fees, we had about $3,500 in finance fees. And once you input that, it's going to share your data of what percentage and what variance growth did you have year over year. So last year, this time we did $273,000 in total net sales. After we subtract out from our revenue, subcontractors, refunds, finance fees, we did $273 in net sales. This year we did $391, and that's a growth of $118,000 year over year. So this column I shows you the variance of year over year growth, and then it gives you the percentage of growth year over year. So that's what these I and J columns are, is looking at the prior year, 2021, and the growth year over year. Now in column L, you're going to see your budget for January. This is what you created at your business planning workshop. And that's what our goal is. We want to make sure that we're hitting above our budgeted revenue. So we had budgeted $368,000 in net sales, and we ended up doing more than that. We did $391. So in column N and O, it shows us our growth over budget. So we did $23,699 over budget, or 6.4% more than our budgeted revenue in net sales. Now you'll see your revenue up here, but I tend to look at net sales when we're reviewing on our project plan. So that's kind of how that's going to work throughout. And then we do the same for materials. So materials, we've got a budget of 73. Let's say we went a little bit high on materials, and because we did more revenue, so it's going to kind of stand that we're probably going to spend more in total revenue, or we're going to spend more in total material and equipment costs because we did more revenue than anticipated. But we're going to look at the total percentage. So let's say that we did $78,000 in total parts and equipment. And that's going to show us that we spent 19.9% on materials on a budget of 20. So we did spend a little bit more, but we did more revenue, but we still came in within that margin of what we expected materials. So we budgeted 20% material and we came in at 19.9. This time last year, we actually spent 21.3. So again, you want to stay in these tan cells, make sure you input your actual cost for that particular department for plumbing service. And then lastly, we'll input your labor. And let's say that we spent 103,000. I'm just going to put all taxes, workers' comp, medical. I'm just going to lump that in this one top bucket. You can separate it out. You'll see that it is separated on here. I'm just putting it in as one lump sum. And you'll see that, again, we came in under budget. So this year we spent 26.3% on labor on a budget of 27. Because we did more revenue, that ended up the total percentage, even though we spent more than we budgeted on labor, came in under budget. So that's how you input your total direct cost, your total revenue. And if you have sales expense budgeted or any sales expense separated, you'd input that. And it's going to spit out our total gross margin comparative to last year, what we did this year, and then compared to budget. So hope that helps you guys as you go through each of the tabs. You'll see the same information. And once you put in all of the individual tabs, it'll consolidate it into our company variance tab. And I'll do another video here that goes over that company variance and where we put in our indirect cost. So I hope that helps.